from Yahusha, who is the faithful witness, and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood, and hath made us kings and priests unto God and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
Long live the victory! Glory to the eternal kingdom! Long live the victory!
Psalm 24. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend to the hill of the Lord, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Selah.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem, Rakapadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect out there, pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem, Rakapadash, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, and what I want to get into with this lesson, all right, with our own eyes, okay, because we're in the time now where we're getting ready to see, all right, Yahweh Shai with our own eyes. You know, our brothers are, we are the elect, okay, and whether we, all right, have to make the ultimate sacrifice for our faith, you know, and take a death, okay, or as the scriptures say, we remain alive until his appearance. Well, we're all going to see, the elect are going to see Yahweh. Okay, the elect are going to be on the chariots of salvation. You know, so we in some heavy times, and that's why now the spirit is all about us making ourselves ready for Yahweh, man. You know, the brother that's on the front line, all right, you sincere Akim, man. You see, this is time for us to make ourselves ready for Yahweh. You see, the elect should be in the spirit of getting themselves ready for Yahweh, getting ready for the next world. This world is done. Okay? This world is played out. There's nothing to build on this side. There's absolutely nothing to build on this side, man. You know, this world is absolutely done. We're getting ready to see Yahweh, man. We should be making ourselves ready for our King, man. You know? That's why when you read the book of Mark, chapter 9 and verse 1, it says, and he said unto them, verily I say unto you, that there be some of them that stand here which shall not taste of death till they have seen the kingdom of the power, okay, come with power. They see the kingdom of the Most High come with power, man. Okay, there be some that shall not taste death, that they have seen the kingdom of the Most High come with power, man. It's gonna come with power. Yahweh Shai is bringing in the kingdom with power, man. Okay, we finna get real power, man. You know, so this is where we at in prophecy, man. You see all these things happening, man. We're getting ready to see Yahweh Shai. We're getting ready to see the kingdom being transitioned with great power, man. You know, and you got believers from back then, okay, that's back now, ready to see it, man. Okay, because of course these men didn't live, all right, to be 2,000 years old. Okay, the believers have died since Yahweh Shai, his first coming. The believers have died, you know, several times and came back, and now we in this last reincarnation, man, to see the kingdom of the Most High come with power, man. You know, in the climax of this war, that's when the kingdom of the Most High, all right, is going to come. Yahweh Shai is going to come, you know, and establish the kingdom of the Most High on earth in righteousness, man. You see, so we in some very heavy times, man. And Lord will, we get to see it with our eyes, man. This it. What else is it to get ready for? What else is it to build for, man? You know, everything and everyone else can collapse, man. But our relationship with Yahweh Shem Shai, being in good standards with our power, is he getting ready to transition the kingdom? Come on, man. What are we talking about, man? Nothing. Okay? If it ain't the kingdom, it's nothing, man. Okay? That's why the spirit got brothers locked in, man. Brothers is locked in, man. Y'all brothers is locked in, man. You know, seeing how brothers been moving, man. Seeing how brothers been diligent, seeing brothers growing, man. You know, hey, Yahweh Shai growing in brothers, man, because he getting closer, man. You know, and brothers getting more that tunnel vision, that single eye, man. Okay, it's the book of Job, chapter 19, Job 19. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 19. Okay, start at 25. It said, "For I know that my Redeemer liveth," man. Yeah, Yahweh Shai liveth. Okay, and this word doesn't consider Yahweh Shai. You know, Esau has everyone, you know, so caught up in themselves, you know, trying to build in this word. Everyone trying to play out some goddamn fantasy and, you know, some whack ass, okay, dream. You see, and Yahweh Shai is on the way. You see, Yahweh Shai is on deck, man. It's just we a few events away from Yahweh Shai, man. The spirit be on the apostle, you know, in the spirit of months. When you say months, you talking about months. Well, guess what? 60 months ain't long. I'm just throwing the number out there. That's what, 5 years. That ain't long, man. Wait time moving, that ain't long. Okay, 36 months, 3 years, that's not long, man. Okay, I'm just throwing the number. We don't know, man, but you can calculate it to months because of the things that's going on, man, because it can't keep going like this, man. Okay, they too engaged in this war, all right, to go on in this fashion, okay, in this manner, man. Esau, he has enough infrastructure to get ready to flip the switch, man. Even if it ain't where he wanted to be, it's enough to where he can flip the switch and mandate this technology, man. Okay, a crisis or two, man, make a big difference, man. Okay, so we in this time, man. It says, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. Okay, that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth, man. Yahweh Shai is going to stand at the latter day upon the earth. All right, and we here, we in the latter days. You see, and Yahweh Shai is getting ready to, hey, it's come to the earth, man. Yahweh Shai is getting ready to visit the earth, man. Verse 26, it says, "And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see the Most High." Okay, so even though worms, you know, which you're talking about death, all right, decay. You see, he fully understood that he was gonna. Job fully understood, and see, Job kept his integrity even though he was catching hell, man. You see, Job, all right, hey, he was catching hell, but he still kept his integrity, man. You know, he kept his integrity, he kept his faith. Job kept the faith. You see, and Job looked beyond his current situation, man, and he began to speak on seeing his Redeemer, man, seeing Yahweh Shai in the midst of, you know, his suffering, man. He spoke about seeing Yahweh Shai, man, and that's the spirit of the Lord putting us in, man. In the midst of suffering, we're speaking of Yahweh. Okay? We're waiting on Yahweh, man. Okay? As Israelite men, what else is to wait on, man? This world has nothing but disappointments for us, man. Nothing but goddamn headaches and letdowns. Nah, man. Damn having expectation in this world, man, and anybody in it, man. Nah, man, we on something else, man. Okay, we tapped into our power, man. Okay, we get everything back in righteousness on the other side, man. It's all about the other side now, man. This side finished. Okay, you got any mindset about building anything here on this side? Nah, man. Hey, get our little daily bread, and tap in, man. That's where we at now, man. Hey, daily bread tapped in. Okay. Is that verse 27 says, whom I shall see for myself. All right, now you know that Job will be back in the flesh. Okay, that spirit that was in Job will be back in new flesh, man. Waiting Yahweh, man. Okay, which Job is the story of the elect, man. Okay, to lose it all, to suffer, to go through, setbacks, but then get everything back on a greater scale on the back end, man. When you go into the story of Job, man, that's the story of the elect, man. Okay, it says, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. Okay, so Job had the faith in the midst of his suffering that he was going to see his Redeemer. Okay, we have faith in our suffering that we're going to see our Redeemer, man. Okay, we believe that we in that countdown, man, and the Lord is going to make good on his promises, man. Okay, so go from there. Let's get this in the book of Daniel 12:3, because we know the scriptures say the prophets are going to be standing there a lot in these last days. This is Job. It's like this is Daniel 12:13 said, but go thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest, and stand in thy lot at the end of days. Okay, at the end of days, man. So we're in the end of days. But go thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest, which is die. Okay, same thing as Job, though my flesh, be consumed, the worms consume my body, yet in my flesh will I see my power. Okay, so Daniel, which he's a prophet. Okay, he will come back as a prophet. This is the angel giving instructions to the elect men, like, look, y'all gotta come back at the end. Okay, why are the prophets coming back in the end? To receive their reward, man. We in the time for reward. Yahweh Shai is going to give that everlasting reward, man, to the elect, man. All right, we good, man. Okay, that's what all we need in this life is Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, that's all we need. All we need is Yahweh Shai, man. That's why the only thing worth waiting for is Yahweh Shai. The only thing worth building towards and having the expectation is Yahweh Shai, man. That's the only thing worth waiting for, man. Okay, this place is done, man. Lord finna hit this bitch with missiles, man. Okay, the whole landmass is gonna be destroyed with the majority of people in it. Okay, that's reality. That's facts, man. Okay, Council America out, man, and most of the people in it, man. Y'all was shouting the way back, man. We on something new. Okay, we on something new, man. Okay, so let's let's go here. Let's get this in the book of Hebrews. Yeah, Hebrews 32. Let's go here. Hebrews 11 and 32. So let's go here. Hebrews 11 and 32. This is Hebrews 11 and 32. It says, and what shall I more say? For the time will fail me to tell of Gideon and of Barak and of Samson and of Jephthah and David and Samuel and of the prophets who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrote righteousness, obtained promises, stopped mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. Yeah, so he's going through, we know when you go to Hebrews, it's like the Faith Hall of Fame. He's just making honorable mention, which he said, look, time will fail him to keep going, so he made, some honorable mentions of faith of our forefathers, and even foremother Sarah was mentioned, okay? And he's going through their achievements, all right, their accounts, and then also the torment of those that believe as well. It says, and others had trial of cruel mockings and scourging. Yeah, moreover, of bonds and imprisonment, they were stoned, they were sown asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy, man. Yeah, the age, hey, man, they said of whom the world was not worthy, man. That's another thing, man. This world, this current age, man, it's getting to the point it's not worthy, okay, of the Lord's elect, man. That's why Yahweh Shah finna come and break this shit up, man, and establish righteousness in the earth, man. Hey, the elected is becoming valuable in these times, man. The sincere believers, man, are becoming valuable in these times, man. Okay, you brothers, man, hey, on the front line, you becoming valuable, man. Another thing of pride and boasting, valuable in righteousness, man, growing in humility and meekness and balance. Okay, ready to aid Yahweh Shai and running the earth, man. Okay, you brothers, hey, brothers, keep grinding, man. We almost here, man. And you're talking about grinding in the spirit, because this world taught us, to grind for Esau, grind for the goddamn nigga woman, or whatever, man. Grind for some type of clout to be liked by niggas that hate you, or whatever, man. Hell no, man. It's played out, man. This world and this whole concept of this age and this world is played out, man. You can't get us to play that game anymore, man. It's done. We've been exposed to something better, man. Okay, it says, of whom the world was not worthy, they wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth. And these all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise, the Most High having provided some better things for us, that they without us should not be made perfect, man. It said the Most High having provided some better things for us, for they without us should not be made perfect. Yeah, because we all going to go into the kingdom together. So only one that's been perfected is Yahweh Shai. Okay, the elect, all right, are going to be perfected in this time, the second coming of Yahweh Shai, and we're going to be perfected together. Okay, I believe you read in the NLT. Let's see, maybe in the AMP. Let me see. Might hit a little different. This is in the NLT, Hebrews 11:4. It said, "For the Most High has something better in mind for us, man." Man, that's heavy. Just that statement alone, man, like the comfort that comes with. Just the comfort with that, man. For the Most High has something better in mind for us, so that they will not reach perfection without us, man. So the elect are going to be perfected together. Those that are alive and remain, and those, that are dead and gone. All right, guess what? Because I say the dead and Yahweh shall gonna be risen first. Then we're gonna be changed right out. It's gonna be quick. Okay, it's gonna be back to back, boom, boom. Okay, the dead gonna rise and be straight. Then the elect gonna get beamed up. All right, they remain. It's gonna be a twinkling of an eye, man. It's gonna be a quick back to back, man. Okay, and what's being perfected all together, man. On those chariots, man, singing the songs of Moses, man. Okay, that's what we should want, man. Our eyes should be on that, brothers. You know, let no one take your eyes off that, brothers. Okay? And if someone, all right, is a hindrance and trying to, even if they're not meaning to, because we understand the mission. We know what it is, man. We know about spiritual warfare above the people that's around us, man. Okay? But if anything or anyone is trying to be a hindrance, man, it's of Satan, man. Okay? And we gotta be aware of that, man, because man, we right here, man, to where Yahweh Shai is on the way back with the reward, man. Okay? It said, for the Most High has something better in mind for us, so that they would not reach perfection without us, man. So they wouldn't reach perfection without us, man. Okay? So that's heavy, man. And that's why let me go here. The Apostle Paul said when you go to when you go to First Timothy, then we go to Maccabees. All right, no, 2 Timothy 4. All right, so when you go to 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 7, it says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteous judge shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Okay? So we're fighting this good fight, man. And it's time to finish up. This I have finished my course. It's time to finish up, man. You know, we want to keep the faith. We want to have that record and count that these men kept the faith. These believers kept the faith, man. You know, you brothers, all right, you few sisters, man. It's gonna be, certain whole households that live up, man. You know what? It's a fight. Everybody got their fight, man. That's the thing too. Everybody got their fight, man. Okay. Okay, what are you fighting? What are we fighting for, man? What are we getting better at, man? Nah, man. Everybody got they fighting this thing, man. The Lord requires everybody to fight, man. All right, that old man and that weak ass, Western mindset, man. Okay, that wicked Western mindset, because that Western mindset is completely and totally an enemy of Yahweh, man. Okay. That's why he puts us through situation to purge those things out of us, man. The worst thing you can do is hold on to Western thought and concept and mindset. Okay, it puts you at odds with your house shot, man. Okay, no, man, we should be becoming new creatures in preparation for your house shot, man. Okay, and it's a fight. It's a daily fight, because that old things that's in us, and the Lord shows us. He makes things happen to show us, okay, certain, chinks in the armor, like, yeah, fix that. He'll cause situations to happen to show us, oh, yeah, you got a chink. Yeah, fix that, for the next phase. In the fight, sometimes Most High, Yahweh Shai, okay, because we know Satan, okay, is under the order of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is under the order of the Most High. Okay, so we know, Satan. All right, he's allowed to, hit us and catch us off guard with something to show us, like, yeah, fix that, correct that, get that together. Okay, because we come to a time where we're going to be fully locked in, man. We come to a time where we're going to have to believe more than ever. Okay, but Apostle Paul had what expectation and rulership. Okay, and it said not only a rulership but a crown of righteousness. What I say, hence therefore is laid. It said henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Them that love his appearing, man. Okay, so Yahweh Shai, is getting ready to crown, his men with righteous crowns, everlasting life, man. All right, Yahweh Shai is coming with righteous judgment. He's going to issue righteous judgment in the earth, man. The earth is The earth is lacking in righteous judgment, man. Okay, and that's why Yahweh Shai, it's going to be so the slain of the Lord shall be of one end of the earth to the other. That's him catching up. Okay, that's him catching up in righteous judgment, man. Yahweh Shai coming to make a splash in righteousness, man. And then we're found in good standings at his coming and his appearance. Be good forever. Hey, we close to being good. We gotta think about that, man. We this close to being good forever, man. Or winning with Yahweh Shai, man. That's it. Okay? That's the play. You try to figure this out. Nah, man, the play Yahweh Shai. That's the play, man. Okay? Everything else it gets a shoulder shrug at best, man. Like let's go from there. Cause even let's get this in the book of Maccabees. Second Maccabees towards the end. Dealing with one of these brothers. So you go here to the book of this is the book of Second Maccabees chapter 7 and verse I started at 30. It says, while she was yet speaking, this was the mother of these seven, brothers, these 7 Hebrew brothers that was being tormented by these Greeks. Okay, because they wouldn't convert, they wouldn't sell out. Okay, and we come to the time, man, we're gonna have to make a hard stance in righteousness, man. It says, while she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandment of the law, which was given unto our fathers by Moses. And thou, it says, and thou that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of the Most High. For we suffer because of our sins. And this is speaking of Esau, the author of the mischief against all the Hebrews, man. And though the living Lord be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, see, this is for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at one again with his servants. Okay, they had a hope beyond this current life, man. You see, they were thinking beyond this current situation, man. And we gotta think beyond this current situation, man, because ain't nothing here worth salvaging, man. Trying to fight for, and trying to build, and I'm a brother that had a lot of ambition, man. Most had to break me up from it, because we gotta do what we gotta do, man. Everybody in their lot, everybody in their position, to build, how they how they gotta build as far as a deal. I ain't gonna say build, that's the wrong word. Everybody got a deal how they got a deal to maneuver in this society. Everybody got different obligations, different overheads, etc. Okay, so everybody gotta do what they gotta do, man. Okay, but we in a time now, man, where you see all our ambition should be towards. We should have a righteous ambition. Okay, we should have a righteous ambition, man. And that's a lesson within itself. All right, so let's it said, but thou, O godless man, and of all most wicked, it said, and of all other most wicked, be not lifted up without cause, nor puffed up without certain hopes, lifting up thy hand against the servants of the Most High. For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of the Almighty Power, who seeth all things. For our brethren who have now suffered a short pain are dead under the Most High's covenant, all right, of everlasting life, But thou, it says, through the judgment of the Most High shall receive just payment for thy pride. Speaking goddamn devils, man. But he said, whether his brethren who have suffered a short pain are dead under the Most High's covenant of everlasting life. You know, those brothers eventually, those brothers are back. Okay, and they're going to see Yahweh Shai, and they're going to be granted with everlasting life. See, our people have always seen the big picture. You have the elect, always were big thinkers, man, and seen the big picture. Okay, and wasn't wrapped up in this in one life. Okay, in the current situation, current life. Okay, it says, and that in me, my brethren, the wrath of the Most High, which is justly brought upon our nation, may cease. All right. So there was a point, okay, of how, you know, our forefathers, you know, and in this case, their mother, all right, one of our foremothers, they had a mindset that was beyond this world. They seen the bigger picture. Like I say, well, that's another lesson within itself. You know, there's other examples to get on that. Our forefathers, man, and even a few of our foremothers, they seen a bigger picture, man. Okay, they were looking beyond one generation. Okay, and they was looking into their promise. Okay, so we in the time now, man, with the elect as a whole throughout all history. Okay, is going to be delivered, man. Everything that we went through, you know, as a nation of people. All right, the Lord's getting ready to reward a remnant. Okay, for keeping the faith, man. You know, for keeping, as they say, the eyes on the prize, man, which is the return of Yahweh Shai, man. Being in good standards with Yahweh Shai is returned through faith. Okay, so I'll leave it there. You know, Lord will, you brothers, and you few sisters edified. Till next time I say shalom, Yashala, Abba, Shalom.